Hello everyone, today we're going to be going over Ascent on as Viper. It's going to be pretty straightforward on what you're going to want to do, but just so you guys get a hang of it, I'll be showing you. For pretty much every round, you're going to want to put up this wall, come up against the barrier, and then throw your wall like this. And I'll show you why that is in a second, but the other thing you're going to want to do is then throw your A orb that I showed from earlier, and throw it like this. If you need the lineup's also in the Discord. But what you'll do is you'll smoke like this. This smoke is really good. Now I actually messed it up because I accidentally left a gap here. But what you can do is obviously if there's a wall here or an alarm bot, you can break it and then leave, which can be really powerful for trying to defend the mid lurk or defend against the 2-1-2 or even like a 3-0-2. So people are always going to have to be playing mid just to know if that you're there, which can help you with and fighting against the defense when they're on site, right? Because the players are going to be split up. This allows you to clear pizza, and then you can put the wall down safely, and then look towards here into market. You could also keep the orb up, obviously not getting spotted by anyone playing market, and then sneak all your way up into CT, but that can be kind of risky just because of how this orb is designed. So keep that in mind, but it can obviously be a very good orb that allows you to either break the Vise utility, break the Killjoy utility if there's a Cypher trip, all the same. And that can be very good against Vise because what happens with Vise a lot is people will just set the trap and forget because, well, you need a human body here to actually tripwire the wall. In the case of Viper, you can actually get up close, and that can really be a detriment to the Vise utility. The wall is the main reason that you're going to be playing Viper on this map. Similar to Bind, it is very good for conditioning opponents. Basically, this first part of the wall, when you put the wall up, that's going to be really good at stopping anyone playing the op. What you can do is you can obviously come here and then put the wall down and swing anyone like this. You could play from up here and then swing anyone like that, or just come from the side. And basically the idea is you're not going to be able to op anybody because, well, they have to be able to check for all three areas, and they can't do that because, you know, they're opping. They're in a pretty dangerous position as a glass cannon, which can make it very easy to sneak up on them like that. The second part of the wall is the main reason that you're using this wall. Basically, it makes it, if I don't lag, once you get past to this area, what you can do is you can start clearing corners like this, clearing into heaven, clearing into dice, right? And then you can walk up here, clear shroud. You can walk up here and clear wood, and then obviously once you actually get up into here, into heaven, you can then kill anyone playing either back dice, where you can see right here. You could kill anyone playing gen, close, or then anyone playing tree. And then if you wanted to swing heaven, but you're still covered like this if you really are worried about it. Now, you actually only need one cycle, and I can prove it to you. If I turn infinite abilities off, I put the wall up, right, like this. I can clear all this, I can lurk up into here. And this wall is really powerful because I can actually get all the way up into here in heaven while shift walking. And I can do it in one cycle, where I don't need multiple charges of the wall to actually get up here. I can do it all in one fell swoop, with a little bit of risk, of course, because, you know, I'm peeking dice. But most people, when they're doing this, they're going to be jump spotting here, right? They're going to be in hell jump spotting, and they're not going to be able to spot you because of the wall, which can make this default very strong. In other cases, what you'll be doing is you will be helping set up for the execute. All of the mollies are going to be played from this corner. Like I said, like I showed, obviously you have the back gen dice, or molly, you have the heaven molly, and then you have the gen molly. And these can all be oops, I threw the wrong molly, but you get the idea. You're able to support heaven, you're able to support dice, and then if I threw the correct molly, you throw it for gen. You can also, instead of saving your orb for the mid lurk, if you really like to, you could come up here and throw either this orb like this. Now obviously I left a little bit of a gap, you're going to want to throw it a little deeper than that. You'll throw it a little deeper inside like this. which is going to be flush with the wall perfect. I don't think you can get this one way anymore. I don't think you can. If you can, then obviously I'm wrong. You could use it here as the as a one-way for if you're planting gen. It's going to make it very hard for anyone to defuse because obviously they can't see you while you can see them. And then you can obviously molly as either here or you can throw the molly that I showed like this. That's going to be good mollies for gen. And of course that's going to be a good one-way. Generally you will be using your orb for mid though, just as a conditioning tool. But yes, you could just throw your orb up here for heaven. Obviously, you don't want it to bounce like that. But you get a good idea. You would smoke heaven, and then that allows your omen to obviously smoke here and focus all of his smoke so that you can smoke there for longer. Over here on the B side, it's going to be very straightforward. You really won't be using your wall or anything. The wall is very clunky on B. There's not really a good way to smoke anything. I mean, I guess you could wall like this, and that's going to be good for market, but there's no way for you to smoke CT without investing a lot of utility or giving up a lot of space. The main thing that you're here for on B is to molly, either mollying stairs, and this is going to be for executes, of course. You're going to molly stairs. You can molly, where is it? You can molly CT, sorry. I hit the wrong window, oopsies. You'd molly like this, it's this window, sorry about that. You'd molly CT, and then, or you could molly market. Any three of those options are going to be really good. Obviously, it's going to either stop people market, CT, or main, which are the most common spots that people will be playing. Playing here is very simple. There's not really much else to really talk about because, well, you get the idea. For defense, you'll exclusively be playing A. There's not really a good reason to play B because it's so hard for you to wall. Basically, what you'll be doing is you'll be walling like this. You'll have your wall like that. And then when anyone's coming out, you'll wall up, you'll throw your molly. And of course this wall is going to be good for here on tree, and then your wall is going to be good for here on bottom mid. You're kind of replacing KO in this instance where instead of playing more aggressively on A, you're going to be playing more defensively, where playing on site is your natural strength. Playing it here with Omen, and then you play here, can give you some very good results where you're mollying, he's blinding, and it's pretty much impossible for them to get out onto site. You're going to be playing a lot more reserved, staying alive because of your active utility is the most important, but it can make for some very good lockdowns on the site. Switching your wall up is uncommon. The one that I see sometimes is this wall. Or sorry, it'd be from here. This wall isn't that bad. The main idea is that when you are obviously walling, it's going to cover here, which makes the Vision Strikers play coming up here onto tiles as jet a little bit easier because you're saving one of your smokes. The other idea is that when you're actually coming from A, especially on a re-hit, you have to go through this wall not once, not twice, but 3 times. This can be very useful, but it's kind of negated when they're going for full executes, so you could run into problems like that. Also, the wall isn't flush, so it can be kind of hard to actually know like how to spray here, but it is nonetheless not that bad. And instead of wall, or you can also then orb here, like I showed, so you wouldn't have your smoke for tree, so instead you would smoke here. But then, of course, you would need your Omen to smoke bottom mid in the event that they actually do go mid. But you do have a setup like this, which can be very nice, which allows you to play here and play the one way. You can play tree and play the one way. And then, obviously, if they're coming a main, you can swing, or you could fall back and molly. That's going to be pretty much it for Viper. There's not really much else to say. Ulting on site, there's nothing really special that you can do. You would just ult on site. right? Or if you're playing defensively, you would ult on main, like this. Although you wouldn't want it sticking out that much, it would be more like this. You would ult main, you could ult B main as well. The only other thing that I'll show is, let's say in some rare scenario where you are playing B. I don't think that one way is very good anyways, but you do have this molly, of course, which is going to be good for your rotates. Sorry, I went into ghost too soon. This molly right here, which can be good for rotations. But that's pretty much it. You will probably exclusively be playing A, both on the attack and the defense, especially on defaults. Unless you're going for a full side execute, that's going to be pretty much the norm for pretty much every round, just so that you get an idea of what you're doing. That should be all for today. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.